When it comes to like what we at home can do for the people in Gaza, is there anything that you recommend that we can help aid them with?
Yeah, no, I mean, like you said, I think it's so incredibly important that we follow in the footsteps of our prophets and put action behind our words. So, one of the ways we can do that is by donating. I love donating to the Palestinian Children Relief Fund. They did not sponsor me to say this, but mashallah, they're a really well respected, well known charity that I think if we can give to that. And there's so many other ones, Islamic Relief, Pious Projects, mashallah, a lot of people are doing good work. So yeah, the first thing is give something. You know, whether it's that $20, whether it's that 100, more than that, if Allah allows you to do so, because what you'll see is it impacts you more than them. You know, subhanallah, it could be that that money that you give can be your ticket to Jannah. You know, subhanallah, like you're thinking what a small amount, but alone to Allah, Allah always repays with more. And then other than that, you know, the concept of dua, you know, that's really truly the weapon of the believer. You know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that He is with the oppressed. You know, it is from our blessings that Allah even allows us to make dua for them. You know, so we have to remember to make dua for our brothers and sisters. And again, whether it's in Palestine or even in Sudan, you know, there's a people struggling all over. You know, subhanAllah, just, you know, the other day we had a brother, one of our volunteers from Tajikistan. He moved from Tajikistan, and from there he decided he wanted to come to the Mecca Center. And subhanAllah, he joined us as a volunteer. And just before Ramadan, he passed away. And we asked that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mercy on him. But subhanAllah, I remember him coming to me and talking about how he felt so sad for the Palestinian people. And that, subhanAllah, he was looking forward to Ramadan. And that was something that, you know, was not written for him. And, you know, how many of us know when our next Ramadan will come? Right. How many of us know, you know, when's the next time Allah's going to allow us to be able to help people? Because just as, you know, subhanAllah, they need our help, you know, it's a gift from Allah that Allah puts you in a position where you can be someone to help them. You know, and if you're not going to take advantage of that, then who will? You know, so it's, I think, a very important time right now to, again, give, but then also remind yourself of the blessing Allah gave you. And then lastly, again, that dua, being able to connect with Allah, call upon Allah, because Allah is with His servants. Allah is with His people. You know, just because we don't see maybe the outcome we want right now, it doesn't mean that Allah's not there. Allah is always there. Allah is always watching. And Allah is the one that is going to take account of all of these things.
Yeah, I guess when it comes to charity, you mentioned PCRF, not sponsored. When it comes to making dua, I know personally for me, it's difficult at times. Sometimes I'll just pray and then get up, and it's just easier to do that if I'm being transparent. But is there something that you recommend that, you know, I first and foremost could take some advice on? These are the best duas to make. This is how you make the best dua. Is there something you can speak on over there?
Okay, so I mean, a great kind of like method to go about dua is to always begin by like praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then sending salawat on the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then just asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the bottom of your heart for what you want. I think what people forget is the key to dua is sincerity. You know, like we love to have our fancy, beautiful du'ats that maybe go for 20 minutes in witr salah, and those are always amazing, mashallah. But some of the most genuine du'ats are people that are really just speaking to Allah from the bottom of their heart. Because Allah knows the state of our heart. Allah knows our real sincerity with Him. So I think the key to du'a is just as like if you were going to go ask, you know, a friend for a loan. You know, you're going to go there like, hey, please, this, that. Like you're going to beg. You're going to be humble. And I think that's one of the keys to making dua is coming humble to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You can't, you know, think of it as one of my teachers said, don't think of it as Amazon Prime. You just put stuff in your car, say, Allah, I want this, this, and that, and just wait for it to come. Rather, it's, you know, really begging Allah, putting yourself humbly in front of Him, saying, oh Allah, you are the one in charge, and I'm the one in need. And I think that understanding transforms our dua. And then, like you mentioned, there are some dua that are just, you know, given powerful prescriptions. For example, the ones in the Quran. You know, if we look at the dua of, for example, Adam alayhi salam, after he ate from the apple of the tree, or the fruit of the tree, because we don't know if it's an apple actually, subhanAllah. But right away, what did he say? رَبَّنَا ظَلَمْنَا أَنفُسَنَا وَإِن لَّمْ تَغْفِرْ لَنَا وَتَرْحَمْنَا لَنَكُونَنَّ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ. That, oh Allah, I have wronged myself, we have wronged ourselves. And until you forgive us, then we will be of the losers. If we look at the dua of Yunus alayhi salam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala challenged him so much, and to the point where he ended up in the belly of a whale, in the bottom of the ocean, under the darkness of a storm in the middle of the night. And all he says is, La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu min al-zalimin. That, oh Allah, there's absolutely no one but you, and glory be to you, and I'm the one who wronged myself. And Allah heard him. And subhanAllah, when we look at the du'ats in the Quran, Allah always says right away, فَاسْتَجَبْنَا لَهُمْ. Right away, we answered that call. Allah doesn't ever say that maybe later or maybe in the future. Rather, Allah hears and He allows the angels to be carriers of those du'ats in an immediate sense. And subhanAllah, sometimes, people come to me frustrated. I've been making dua, for a spouse. I've been making dua for a house. I've been making dua for this and that. And they don't see it. And subhanAllah, sometimes, we have to look to that. Allah might not give you it because it's not best for you. And Allah knows what's best. Sometimes instead of giving you what you want, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will instead give you something that is better. Sometimes Allah doesn't bless us with the answer to our du'ats in this life, but maybe on the Day of Judgment you will see that subhanAllah, there's mountains of good deeds and you're like, where did this come from? Those are the du'ats I made sincerely that Allah did not gift me in this dunya. So subhanAllah.